Welcome back to day 10, double digits, locked in a hotel room. And I can tell you, things are starting to drag on. Yesterday was one of the longest days of my life, and now today has probably been the longest day of my life. So this is really strange. I guess I underestimated how difficult it would be to be locked in here for 14 days. And it's difficult for reasons that I didn't understand or I didn't sort of contemplate. You know, I've been able to talk to friends and family every single day, multiple times, and video chat, so that's not really a problem. The food has been perfectly good, and with my double portions, it's been big enough. But the lack of fresh air is definitely what's getting me, and the lack of movement. Even though I do my exercises every day, I'm doing a ton of juggling, I'm not moving nearly as much as I normally would in life. And just no fresh air, no sunshine on my face. That's really what's getting to me. And it's funny, I'm seeing tons of comments from people saying oh, I'd use the 2 weeks to catch up on sleep. And that sounds really good, and I kind of agree, but I have to tell you, at this point now at day 10, I'm much more tired than when I left home, than when I got in here. And I think it's the lack of fresh air. I think it's just slowly sort of sinking down on me, where I'm I want to go and jump in a cold river or a lake. I want to scrub my face in that water, or throw a snowball at someone. I want to be energized. But when you're in this building, when you've got this kind of stale air, you're just the opposite of energized. You're just slowly sinking down. And to be perfectly honest with you, it's one of the reasons I decided that I don't want to spend my life working in an office. I used to be an engineer. I used to do this every single day. And this is how I felt when I got home from work. I remember this vividly. And there was a point where I said, I would rather have way less money and try to earn money in other ways. But if it means I get to be outside, I know that I'm going to be a lot more happy. So it's an interesting one, thinking that you're going to catch up on sleep while you're in here, but then that not necessarily being the case. It's not that easy. But a couple of highlights have happened over the last 24 hours. A package that I ordered from the local grocery store arrived. So I did get some apples, some bananas, some tea bags, I got some protein powder, and I got some snack food that I'm really looking forward to. So food is a huge part of my life. I love it. And on my trips, when I was on the Pan American Highway, when I drove around Africa, buying street food was a huge part of every day. And I didn't do a very good job of documenting it, because I always felt like getting out my big cameras and putting it in someone's face, it really changed the way we interacted and the way, we were sort of friends or on the same level, versus I'm just a stupid tourist. So in fact, I don't know that I ever videoed that banter or sitting on the side of the road and eating street food. And I think I maybe have 1 or 2 photos of street food from all of Africa, even though I ate it maybe 4 or 5 times a week, maybe more. But that's something I plan to change very much while I'm here in Australia. So you might know, you might not know, that Australia has quite a few quirky foods, things that we as Australians typically love and the rest of the world either doesn't know about or doesn't enjoy at all. Vegemite is a great example. But there's plenty of other things too, like the way that we eat fish and chips on the beach. There's pavlova, there's sausage sizzles, there's even just having kangaroo on the barbie. Yeah, we really do have kangaroo steaks or kangaroo hamburgers. And so I plan, while I'm here in Australia, while I'm moving around, every now and again I'll have a little food segment and I'll show you what traditional or what Aussies have for food. And it should be pretty fun and entertaining, because even for me it's going to be pretty strange and eye-opening. And so to kick that off, one of the things that I got in my care package is these biscuits. And these things are called shapes. And so these are, well, this one is a little bit empty. I'm not really sure how that happened. But these are just sort of wheat biscuits. And I know what you're thinking, biscuits, maybe one of those things that you would eat with a cup of tea or something, like a British person would. These are not like that at all. So these are little things. They're quite small, and you can see they have tons of flavor on them. And so these ones are pizza flavored, and they do actually have quite a tomato undertaste and cheese as well. And these ones are my favorite, pizza flavored, and then barbecue flavored is really good as well, but not as good as pizza. But I have really fond memories of these things growing up as a kid. my brother and I would get home from school and basically devour an entire box of these as fast as we could. And my brother's bigger than me, older than me. And so when you're eating something like this, basically if I don't eat fast enough, he'll eat them all before I've had as many as I want. So the trick always was you had to try and eat them as fast as you could. And so I have real memories of devouring these things. And it's just something about the flavor, I guess. Maybe for you guys it'd be like eating Reese's peanut butter cups or s'mores, or something that you remember, just a flavor that like hits your memory and your taste buds in such a way. And so yeah, pizza shapes, I'm pretty sure there will always be a box of these kicking around in the vehicle somewhere as I move around Australia. And there'll be updates as well on all the different foods and kind of the things that I find as I go along. And hopefully some of them will be like exotic and strange to me as well. Though I'm not too sure that I'm going to encounter too many monkeys for eating or guinea pigs or anything like that. But you never know. It's Australia, anything could happen. So I've been juggling every day and I'm getting a lot closer to 4 balls. I'm really not using the skipping rope and the hula hoop very much. I guess I'm not very good at them and I don't enjoy them, and it's not really something I've ever been interested in. But I have been playing the didgeridoo quite a bit. So I've been playing for about an hour a day, maybe in kind of like, 5-minute bursts. And lots of people gave me really good tips on the circular breathing. And the really big one was I got the front desk to send me a straw up to my room, and I've been blowing through that straw into a glass of water. And the deal is you want to make like a continuous bubble stream into the water while you're breathing in through your nose and out through your nose, but you're always blowing out of your mouth. And they say the trick is you do that by sort of buffering it with your cheeks. So you can keep your cheeks full of air, and while you're blowing out just the air from your cheeks, you can breathe in through your nose. So it's obviously a real skill, and I don't know that I'm really improving yet. I keep trying to practice it, but it's not nearly as much fun as actually playing the didge. So instead I've been actually playing the didge because then it makes cool noises. And so I think I am getting way better at being more reliable and making the right noises. And so then obviously I need to work on the circular breathing. So I'll give you a bit of an update now. I'll make some noises with this thing. And thanks again for tuning in. Day 10 is in the bag and I can see the end is in sight now. Obviously tomorrow's day 11, no highlights on day 11, but then on day 12 I get another COVID test, and on day 13 I get a visit from the police. They'll give me all the info I need to get out of here. And then day 14, I can actually get up pretty early in the morning and leave. Because I checked in early in the morning, by the time the morning of that day comes around, I will have done 14 24-hour periods. So that's when you can leave. I don't know yet. I'll probably get up and have breakfast and have a shower and do my exercises and maybe leave at like 9 o'clock in the morning or something. See how it works out. I think the hotel said it'll depend. They don't want everyone to sort of rush out at the same time because the police have to like legally check us out of here. So who knows, maybe I'll get a time slot at 9:30 or 10 or whatever, but hopefully then I'll be able to wander around downtown Sydney and get some fresh air before I jump on a plane down to my brother's house. So thanks again for tuning in. Thanks for helping me stay sane. Your comments really are helping. And here's a bit of an update on my didge playing. Love to get your feedback on if this is starting to sound a bit more like the correct noises.